All right. Good afternoon, Wendy. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this part of the interview. We've had some great conversation. You told me a lot about your work and what you're looking for. You're local. You live here in Port Orange, just a few minutes from the office that you'd be interviewing for this particular role. So I really liked that. And you have really great tenure, great experience. So I want to kind of start off at the beginning of your law degree or law career portion of your work. So back in 2008, you were a case manager for Morgan & Morgan?
Yes, pre-suit.
Okay. All right. And tell me a little bit about what you did there, if you remember. I know that, goodness, it's been a while.
It's been a while, yes. But I worked with clients. I worked with them with treating providers, updating medicals, making sure that they were continuously treating, and taking it all the way to either settlement or flipping it over to litigation.
Okay. And you were there, what was that, just 5 years?
Oh, yeah, just almost 5 years.
Yeah. Okay. And then you left that particular position and you kind of flipped hats a little bit. Claims adjuster was security first. Okay.
Yes.
And then you did some insurance with them for about 4 years.
Yes.
Okay.
So I thought that I would try to switch my career and see what else was out there. And I went and I got my Florida adjuster's 620 license. And then I learned what came with it, which was climbing on roofs and going under houses. And I thought that wasn't quite for me. So I went back to litigation.
Okay. And then you were a litigation paralegal for a property and casualty?
Yes.
Okay. Universal. And that was about 2 years. Okay.
Yes.
And then you came back over to personal injury litigation paralegal for an attorney here in Daytona?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so that was 2019, right before COVID, it looks like. So tell me what you did there. I know that there was a very small office.
It was a very small office.
Everything, right?
I did everything. Yes. And that's okay. I don't mind doing everything. I'm a team player. But I was just looking for a little bit more growth and opportunity. I feel like I thrive in a larger firm. I feel like my skill set is transferable and I have a lot more to offer.
Okay. And what were you doing like for that particular attorney? I know it's been a while, but can you kind of remember what like a day looked like there?
Sure. It was responding to discovery, interrogatories, requests for production, contact phone conversations with the clients to, they would send over their response to interrogatories and I would have to go over it with them and kind of fill in the blanks from there.
Okay. And then high volume, like what was the caseload like there?
It was a small firm, so it wasn't heavy. It was probably 100 to 110 cases.
Okay. And then you moved over to civil litigation.
Yes.
And that's where the extreme high volume started, you said, right?
Yes. I worked for 5 attorneys. I was the only paralegal to 5 attorneys. I handled all of my scheduling as well. I had no assistant. So I did all of my pleadings, motion to compel, filed all of my notice of depots, spoke with experts, retained experts.
Okay. And you told me you loved that job.
I did. It was. I think I thrive in high volume.
Okay.
I like to stay on the go. I like to be busy.
So, if you love that job, why don't you tell me why you're not there anymore? What happened?
Oh, unfortunately, Citizens Property Insurance was our only client, and they stopped sending us cases. So, I think because we were a smaller firm, they started pulling our cases and transferring them to larger firms. And then we eventually just one day had, it was very quick and very unexpected, but we just had no cases. And I came to find myself upon no job, which I was hoping to retire with them. And I thought that was going to be the case, but unfortunately it wasn't.
Okay. So next job, you're looking for long-term.
I'm looking to retire there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you've got plenty of years to retire.
20 maybe.
I know, but we were talking about our age earlier.
Yes.
So now something else that's incredibly important to the firm where you're interviewing, of course, is attendance. Obviously, if if you think back, like you've got your intake coordinator, like all the way at the beginning, if that person's out, then it holds up the work for the next person, and then the next person, the next person. It just kind of does that whole domino effect. So attendance is incredibly important with the firm. Do you typically find yourself needing a lot of time off, or tell me a little bit about that, like with scheduling wise?
I don't. I have my husband. We do have a 9-year-old daughter. She goes to after school. Goes to after school daycare at school. So I think that this position with the hours would be super convenient. It allows us both to pick her up after 5.
Okay.
I think it would work out well. I find myself to be super dependable, and just you can rely on me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this kind of goes without saying based on the work that you've done and your career and your tenure and stuff. But computer experience, do you feel like you can get around software pretty quickly and easily?
Oh, absolutely. I'm familiar with Outlook, Excel. I had to do my own billing as well.
Okay.
Yes. I'm familiar with some litigation billing software, but with the last law firm, we had our own billing. Like we didn't have a billing software. We just used an Excel sheet and submitted it to citizens.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We got a few more things to talk about.